to lead the Great Crusade and unite humanity across the galaxy. When the Primarchs were scattered across the cosmos, his legion was renamed the Salamanders in honor of their Primarch. Vulcan landed on the planet Nocturne as a baby and was raised by the child. For in just 3 years, Vulcan had grown larger and adopted by a blacksmith named Bel. The people of Nocturne were amazed. Planet Nocturne was often raided by the Dark Eldar, and the people of Nocturne were so used to it longer than any man on the planet. In addition to his large size, he had a quick slaves. Vulcan had been in Nocturne for 4 years. He refused to hide when they came, refused to hide, and stood in the center of the city to challenge them. Destroyed the Dark Eldar. Within the next week, the people were attracted to this action, and together the leaders of the cities of Nocturne came to celebrate the planet's victory. Vulcan and vowed never to hide again. A stranger arrived and a contest was held. However, in the middle of the festival, with pale feet anyone in the city, the people laughed, believing in and strange clothes. He asked to participate and claimed that he could do that no one could defeat Vulcan, the winner forever. For the next 8 days, the Primarch and the stranger made a bet that the loser would serve. Stranger were still tied. In the final competition, each was through many severe tests. Vulcan and was given 24 hours to create a weapon to kill a fire salamander. The largest one would win. Vulcan quickly found Salamander, and whoever killed a very large reptile, but only erupted, throwing Vulcan up a slope and forcing him to hold onto the slope with one hand on the way back. The volcano he was standing on suddenly and hold the animal he had just killed with the other. Hours later, side between his life and the salamander. At that moment, his strength gradually diminished. Forcing Vulcan to slope was much larger than his own. Seeing the moment, a stranger arrived with his salamander, which Vulcan could see from the Vulcan in trouble. The stranger immediately threw his salamander into the lava flow, forming a knelt before the stranger and declared that his legion was renamed the Salamanders in memory of the event that united him as his service. The stranger then shed his robe. Anyone who put their life above their pride was worthy of his force, declared the victor. But Vulcan was of course. The two returned to the city throughout the Great Crusade. His father and Vulcan continued to serve loyally along with Manus at Massacre. He was Captain Corax. His Salamander Legion was betrayed and suffered heavy losses during the drop captured by Primarch Conrad Kurz and subjected to various tortures including the removal and close-range blasting by multiple bolters, heading, dismemberment, bone, but he recovered in all these tortures but still could not. Soon after, Kurz, after using, threw Vulcan into a maze built by Perturabo and placed the hack kill Vulcan. So he decided 1563 to duel. He hammered Dawnbringer in the center, surrounded by the corpses of the royal salamanders. After getting the hammer back, teleport to the atmosphere of Macridge then was found by the Ultramarines. After Kurz hit, Vulcan dueled Kurz and activated the device teleport on the hammer to tell on the Dark Angel's invisible reason and reached Macridge. Vulcan sent them that could kill Perpetua. All assassin used a fulgurite, arrested him and fought Kurz once more. While fighting a cabal, unable to accept this truth, the remaining salamanders set out for Nocturne. Despite the war, to stab Vulcan, causing him to be unable to recover and die. In Nocturne, Salamander Captain Numian sacrificed himself up Storm and the traitor's pursuit. Upon reach to revive Vulcan on Deathfire Mountain, devoured and set The Chaos Gods did the forces of Horus against each other, because they could not help it. The ultimate power of the war. The force not because it was a winning or losing tactic, but entities we call gods were able to unite, but this bond was only temporary. No suit and join forces for a certain goal. But had they joined hands, then they were divided again. And because the Chaos Gods are the most powerful entities, the consequences extremely chaotic. As long as everything was of such a struggle would be excused to escape chaos destroyed in that terrible shock. But why didn't Horus and his minions get special power? But in return they would be able to grasp. Why didn't the traitors absorb just a little of that to focus more and unite under the same ideal? No choice. Once someone gave in to because once chaos had taken control of them, they had chaos's grasp. Thoughts and emotions began to resonate and falling deeper into its embracing embrace. The clutches of chaos could only be lightened but amplified in harmony with the powerful currents of the evil gods. But the abyss was not a straight line. They struggled to escape it. The characters fell into chaos's trap. Corrupted by their own choices and separated from each other, they were slaves, but each choice only took them deeper. There was no chance for Horus's army to get hold of the thread of mortal destiny, doomed to its will. Return. It manipulates the emotions of its victims, earning the favor by nurturing them, and by murder and betrayal. Once chaos has taken, the prey is completely consumed in an endless loop. Resentment becomes rage and cruelty. To prove it, consider the words of demon Samus in the first Horus. Pride turns to arrogance. Knowledge becomes blindness. And even if the poor soul falling to the side of chaos does not require a kneeling before the Chaos Gods, or tries to fight for its fate, it will still fall. Nor does it require you to know of the existence of the Dark Gods. This is all around you, it is beside you, it is you. The Chaos Gods' immense power comes from the heresy novel. Horus Rising, Chaos of all sentient beings. Korn does not exist because people worship him as a god of blood. Likewise, it does not matter if someone plays in war. Korn exists because living beings feel anger and desire evil, having its own presence according to its nature. Chaos is always tearing itself apart, plans to seize power or crave knowledge in the name of sense. Emotions and thoughts alone contribute to making sense stronger. That is chaos. Chaos is each weakness becoming sentient. Every second. Is the path that Horus, Lorga, and the first. It has no beginning and will never have an end. That is, heretics walked when they embraced chaos. If slaves to forces they could not control. If you like. The point of this book, to show that Horus and those who followed him into the darkness became slaves, and were bound by the chains of their own nature.
Okay, let's go.